We are live. Welcome, Bat friends. Same bat time, same bat channel. Actually, new bat time, new bat channel. So I'm here today with the man, the horror cat dad. Guaranteed views. There he is. He's a view machine. This guy.
I don't
Um,
know about that.
oh no, you go on. I take that back. Yeah, me and Larry are gonna watch one of our favorite movies. We both love this one quite a bit, and we've been fans for years and years and years. So who better to watch it with than my main man here? Speaking of main men, we already got Marty's in the house. Pimp shout ahoy! Welcome, Marty.
Party.
Our friend Joseph, the horror guy, is here. He says, "What up, guys? Hit that like button." He's watching a Daniel Harris horror movie. Of course he is. If I had to pick something, he'd be doing that. Hey, View with Drew. Hey, everyone.
Hey, Drew, how's it
Nice,
going?
nice to see y'all. Yeah. Uh, Last night, you and I were on Cinephile Sanity's channel, and we watched Aliens. And prior to that, we did Into House on your channel. So you and I have been just straight tag team. We've been, yeah, we're partnering up. We're the new Lenny and Squiggy.
I mean, you've been killing it more than I have. I mean, you've been on a lot of streams, man. I mean,
Yeah, I'm overexposed. Speaking of
yeah,
Cinephile Sanity, welcome, Sean. There he is. Nice to see you, buddy. We were just mentioning how we were on your channel last night watching Aliens. We had such a good time with it. That was fun. You and Texas Hardcore Russell. It's nice to have you all there. Or nice to be on, I should say. Nice for you to have us there.
definitely.
Um, yeah. Oh, hey, he says you guys are killing it like crazy, and it's all been great to see. Oh, you, Sean. We learned it by watching you. Okay. Um, And in addition to last night's double stream with you, then after that, I did a stream of what the hell did I watch? Oh, Death Proof, Quentin
That's proof.
Tarantino. And then today I went on Gareth's channel, Video Tasties, and we watched Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. And now we're watching Batman. So I've seen a lot of people get punched over the last couple days.
A lot of
uh,
full
how
fisties.
are you, buddy? Saw your Remo Williams VHS YouTube video. Yeah, thank you, Anthony Chabot. Thank you. He said he was there. How are the memoirs coming, Anthony? Texas Hardcore Larry Russell's here. Hey, Larry and Don. Nice to see you, Texas. Russell's a cool guy. If you're not following Russell, I recommend you do. He's one of the coolest cats on all of the internetings. Speaking of cool cats, Russell, how you doing, sir? Nice to see you. It's not a party without Russell.
Definitely.
Um, I just got Remo Williams VHS at the thrift store
Oh,
recently.
nice.
Oh, that's kind of awesome. Good for you. That's one I saw as a kid, and I haven't seen it in probably a good 10 or 15 years. And watching it today with Gareth, I was kind of caught off guard by how dated it was. It feels like a great value brand James Bond. Have you ever seen it before, Remo?
No, another thing, my buddy, and another thing, my buddy of mine, he who's younger than me, he pimps it out to me all the time. He's like, "Oh, you haven't watched it, man?" Because he had it on VHS. He used to watch it all the time. So yeah, it's just like I would like, okay, man, if I'm gonna watch it with anybody, I'll watch it with you at some point, and then So like today, it was mostly I was like just hanging out in the chat, listening to you all and stuff like that, and
Uh,
so I still need to
I,
watch it. It was just I was like trying to do stuff around the house while I was listening.
well, I appreciate you hanging out for a movie you haven't seen. It's very nice of you. Speaking of nice, it's Dark Jim. Such a great flick. It was my senior year of high school and skipped to go see this and was second in line for the first showing. Still have the
Nice.
ticket. That a boy,
Wow.
nice. And I'm assuming Jim is still lurking too. You never can tell. Jim be lurking. So, Guy, Caveman is here. Hey there, Don and Larry. Please hit the like button. Thank you, Guy. I appreciate when you folks come in and crack skulls for us on these likes and shares and whatnot. This stream needs an enema. Russell's already starting with the quotes.
Why didn't I
All
think of that,
right.
man? I was
I
thinking
like that
about
one.
I was thinking about what quote to put in the bottom, and I thought you were gonna put like I'm Batman, so that's why I didn't put that one. So then the next one I thought was that, you know.
What did you go with? Was it say never rub another man's rhubarb?
I was
Oh,
gonna
okay.
do
Where
that
did you
one,
get
but
those
then
wonderful toys? I should have known. Hey, not only do we have Caveman, we have Ms. Caveman. We got the family here. Nice, nice. So the Caveman crew is here, representing to my Neanderthal folks. Let's see here. Russell, he's laughing at Russell. Hello, Echo Zero is here. Friend, longtime compatriot and cohort, fan of tacos and mustard. May, who's a fan of tacos, or mustard rather. Never mind. May probably likes tacos as well. I'm not going to put that past her. He's up to 96 in his memoirs. Okay, good. Wow. I was wondering where that was going. Let's see here. I was 5 years old, living in Ridgewood, Queens, in New York City when Batman came out. Oh yeah, wow, you were only 5, man. Look at you, boyish good looks there. Yeah, I'm a fan of it. I saw it in the theater. I was, oh boy, I don't know, freshman year of high school, I think maybe, but it was like the biggest thing on earth. It was, it was the probably since Return of the Jedi, the biggest like summer blockbuster of my youth. Like, you know, when I was a little kid, Jaws was a big deal in Star Wars and stuff. But when I was of age and sentient, you know, not pooping myself and all that, yeah, that was Batman was the biggie. It was on. They would have specials on TV about it, and you know, MTV would interview the people at the premiere and all of it. So yeah, it was a huge deal. I still have the official Batman collector's magazine I bought back then, the movie magazine with all the glossy pictures in it. I have the comic book adaptation. I think somewhere I lost the Batman figure. It was a very lame one, but
yeah, those old school figures were like, they weren't the best. I had several of them.
I was going to say, you probably know the deal better than me. That was what, like they were part of the Justice League line or something, and then they refashioned them to make them for the Batman movie or whatever. Like they didn't make original toys. They weren't smart enough to do that. I don't know why.
But at the same time, they would also they were original in the sense that like they just went wild with all the different types of Batmans that were not in this film.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the different types of bat suits, they just went crazy, you know. And then like, so at least I give them that, you know.
Well, the thing that always caught me off guard is they make what, Batman, Joker, and Bob the Goon. Like, why Bob the Goon? I mean, I like Bob the Goon. He's fun and all. He's my number. You're my number one guy. But I don't know. It's like included with a hat or whatever he comes with.
Yeah, we needed Jack Palance.
Everything needs Jack Palance.
We needed that Grissom. We needed that figure.
Is that you, Sugar Bumps, or whatever he calls her?
We needed Sugar Bumps. There you go.
Yeah. Jim still insists Adam West is still his Batman, but does he get to spend 2 days with? You got to spend 2 days with Adam West? Did you guys lock him in jail or something together? How did that happen? I want that story.
Did you win a drunk tank?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you won a contest. Meet Adam West.
In jail.
Folks are saying hello to each other. Hey, Brittany Rose Wright is here. Welcome, Brittany.
Hey, Brittany.
Nice to see you. And Jim B. Lurkin. Jim B. Lurkin. You got to watch Jim. He's a lurker. He's a good lurking fella. First pun already. One. Please check out my opening and closing to Remo Williams VHS. I actually probably will. Remo's the man of the day. Not except for now, he's been passed by Batman. I knew Russell was going to mention the Green Hornet with Bruce Lee. That's his jam. He loves some Green Hornet. That's a show I need to actually like to go back and watch. I remember a handful of them, but I didn't watch. He had a cool car, and Kato was awesome. But
I think the only episodes I remember of Green Hornet were just the crossover ones because I saw Batman all the time. The only thing is where I was watching it, it was weird because it's like sometimes they would be in order. Like they would play 2 episodes. So you know how like they left it on a cliffhanger and then they play the next episode? Mm-hmm. Sometimes it wasn't in order. So sometimes they play the cliffhanger and then they play a different episode. So it was like always like, wait, how am I going to see this other episode? How's that going to end? So there were some times where I'd see the ending of it, but then there were some times where just like it was off in oblivion somewhere where like, okay, well, eventually maybe I'll get to it and see it.
Yeah, that was always an issue I had with the way Batman. Each show would end with the cliffhanger. Join us same bat time, same bat channel. Sometimes the next episode on or the episode later in the show would be like, what the hell? This isn't it. We went from Egghead to King Tut. What the hell?
I was like, I did come back and you weren't here.
Oh, let's see here. Caveman says he used to send jokes to a local radio show and got to go to a sneak preview of Batman '87 or '89. I'm assuming. I actually called into a radio show around that time too. There was an argument over was Adam West the real Batman or Michael Keaton Batman, and I called in and said I was Adam West, and they obviously knew I wasn't. I had like a 12-year-old's voice or whatever. So they asked me who my favorite supervillain was, and I said Egghead, and I remember they had me on the radio for that little blurb, and I introduced, I don't know, whatever the song was. Say, coming up, number 6 is Docking or whatever the hell it was. Yeah, Men at Work. Well, 89, what would have been big? I don't know. Yeah, probably Men at Work still. I don't know. Excellent news to share with you. My channel is now at 1,002 subscribers. Viewer Drew, nice. Yeah, I today just got to the 800 mark with all of this bouncing around. Our boy Larry, if you're not subscribed to our friend Larry, please do. He's only a few away from 600. He's tearing up the track. If he's about to lap me, so I've hitched my wagon to a good train here. This boy's just racking them up. This guy. He's
it all started with you though, man. All started with you.
Oh, you go on. Russell says hello, Brittany. Russell, Texas says great, Drew. So yeah, we got 2 Russells, no waiting. Cinephile Sanity says he was 8 years old seeing this at the theater back then. It might have been one of my first theater experiences too. Yeah, I remember this movie was crazy. Like, folks, I think Kevin Smith has mentioned it. Folks used to get like the bat symbol shaved into their head, and like there were 1,000,001 Batman shirts available. And then they quit making Batman shirts. Nobody wanted them anymore. So you would find them at like thrift stores and stuff. And we probably went a good, 20 years without any Batman stuff. And then they just started piling into Walmart and places. And I was buying them up like crazy because I was like, they're going to go away again. They're going to go into hiding. So I have like 20 Batman shirts all stacked up in a box somewhere.
Well, I used to have for Batman Returns when that came out, because I didn't get too much. I didn't get too much of the merch because you couldn't find it for $89. Because it was just everywhere. It was so crazy how well it hit. And I remember for Returns, I got a cap that had like the blueprints of the Batmobile on it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really cool.
The Burton Batmobile, obviously.
Yeah, my favorite. That's still my favorite Batmobile too. I love the design of it.
It's pretty damn cool. Yeah, I would say that's probably my favorite too. I like the Tumbler because it looks like real military weapon or whatever. But the fins and the fenders and everything on the Tim Burton one was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
2 boys and their scary pops. Eric already has awesome questions for us. Would you rather own the Batmobile or crash for a year in the Batcave? I'd probably rather own the Batmobile. I would have to say.
Oh yeah, because I'll have it all the time, not just be in the Batcave for 1 year.
Yeah, that's the thing. The living a year rent free would be nice, and I could throw some bashes in the Batcave, I bet. But at the same time, it seems drafty. It seems damp. It's probably bad for the allergies in there.
Not seems to like mention bats.
Bats, yeah, and it seems like you're susceptible to those monsters from The Descent. Like it seems like they might just show up at any point. Like caves make me afraid of that ever since then.
Or one of his enemies.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. It's just trying to take a nap and the Riddler breaks into the place and clubs you over the head or whatever.
It's like, hey, bro, I just rent here.
I won a contest. Eric hooked it up. Talk to him.
No, it would be the dude line. It was like, hey, this is a private residence, man.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'd tell Catwoman, nice marmot, and she would say it's a cat, and we'd have a big argument. Jim says, am I the only one who would sub tonight all movie talk? Only friends. Ooh. Yeah, I'll send you some pics, Jim. Let's see here. Hey, Brittany.
It'd be like owl pics.
Yeah, just pictures of owls. Hanging out, posing.
Only owls.
Have you seen our friend? I don't know if he sends them to you or not. Our friend Have Cheetah Will View, Patrick. He frequently sends me memes like little videos, reels, and stuff of crazy cats or crazy owls doing weird things like driving cars or flying into buildings and stuff. And then he always just puts "in the house" underneath it. So today
he sent me one today of some cats. And then I think he sent me one of like some owl, like they were spraying the owl, and the owl was like just getting flatter and flatter, and it was like freaking out. And then I think he put like Don or something like right under it or something. If I can't remember, I have to go back and look. But yeah, I'm notorious for that. I mean, I send you memes all the time, and then I started sending Patrick memes, and I send everybody memes. That's my way of communicating for the most part.
You're a big Mimi. I remember that Batman cereal, that yellow corn cereal, or whatever. I do remember the Batman cereal. It was basically like Kix. Did you ever Kix? Kix? You ever have that cereal?
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very bland, just little corn puffs or whatever. But that's how the Batman cereal was. It was little, I think bat symbols, was it? But yeah, I don't know.
Supposedly.
Very low sugar, but it wasn't. I wasn't a fan of it. It was more of a
Like,
novelty than it was good.
carve up your mouse.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like corn pops or something. What Marvel villain would you like to see Batman go against in a crossover? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Who's a favorite Marvel villain that would be good for him to fight? Well, I mean, I don't know if he's a villain, but Batman and the Punisher always seem like they would go. You know what I mean? Like the Punisher, when the way he used to attack Spider-Man for a while there, like that's what I think. I think Batman and the Punisher would be good. Although Batman and the Green Goblin, I don't know.
Yeah, Vulture.
Yeah, Vulture. There you go. Vulture Batman is always nice. Yeah, I would go with that. Oh, our friend Sarah is here. Hello, Sarah.
Hey,
Thanks for joining us. I'm usually up way too late for Sarah's bedtime, so it's nice to actually see some of these faces in here. Thank you, Sarah, for joining us. Sort of how Sandy making him feel so old. Jim, you a young rascal, you. Folks are saying hello to Sarah.
You're a young
hello.
lurker.
Two boys in that scary pop. Thanks for stopping by the channel and watching some content. We'll be catching up on your channel soon. Yeah, Eric's awesome. He's a fun guy. That's so cool, Dark. I met Michael Uslan at a book signing one time. Nice. Joseph says he's back. Attaboy. Hey, Eric. Hey, two boys. The energy from the Prince music in that theater was insane. Yeah, the one of the things that was very strange about the movie is Prince did the soundtrack, but there's like only bits and pieces of it throughout the movie, so it's almost like a separate little opera that Prince made because the whole thing is like a concept album and everything. But yeah, that was a jamming.
I mean, just look at the videos he made for that too. Where
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The Bat Dance with with half of him as Batman and half of him as Joker, and I never saw the video for Party Man. I'm assuming there was probably one with Jack Nicholson. I don't know. At least clips from the movie or something.
I know there was another. I know I know of two videos at least. I can't remember the other one. I always remember the Bat Dance one.
Yeah, that one was the key because all the women, the dancers in the video were dressed up like Vicky Vale, and he kept doing that like kind of like bat dance kind of thing, like while he was dressed up. It was pretty awesome. I just watched Inoperable today, Daniel Harris horror movie tonight, and Redwood Massacre and Charm today. Wow, you're watching more stuff than I am. That a boy. Joseph loves him some Daniel Harris. We know that. Michael Keaton Vulture versus Michael Keaton Batman. There you go. That is, I would watch that. There you go. You guys are onto something with that one.
Oh, that's what I said.
Batman. Yeah, I was gonna say. I was just thinking the like flying birds of prey kind of thing, but yeah, I don't know. Batman and Green Hornet crossovers were cool. Russell Bruce Lee versus Batman. Ooh, there you go. Joseph says, what would you call on YouTube because it's hard to write your channel name? What could I call you on your Eric? I always go with. Or Homie. How about Homie? That's a good one. What's up, Homie? Pacific Hikes and Clean and Sober with Michael Keaton were great films. I could relate to Clean and Sober. Clean and Sober was a departure. He was really after Batman. He tried a lot of different stuff, but I think he was kind of pegged as Batman and Beetlejuice. So.
Yeah, because before that it was like what was Mr. Mom? It was Gun Ho. Didn't he also do? I'm trying to remember. Was Dream Team was before Batman, right? Or was that after? I can't remember. Do you remember Dream Team?
Seems like it was after. It seems like it was 90s, but yeah, I do remember Dream Team. That was an odd movie. It sounds like the plot of a horror movie, but it's a comedy. It's like a bunch of mental patients escape the streets of New York. Like
it's like that one movie, isn't it? Like Blood Diner? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
I don't think I've seen Blood Diner.
It's the one that maybe it's not Blood Diner. It's the
Is
one
that a
that has.
Is that a Macabro movie? Blood
No,
Diner?
no, no,
It
no.
sounds like
No,
one.
it's that movie where what's his name? Martin Landau is like a escape mental patient, and so is some other people, like some really like famous people are escape mental patients. Sean might remember, or one of the guys might remember in the chat, but I think it's called Blood Diner. Can't remember.
I'll trust you on it. Michael Keaton also in Batman or in Birdman. I feel like Birdman is a strange spiritual sequel to this and Batman Returns. Like they can't get the copyright to Batman. So it's about an actor who is pegged as only a superhero and his whole life is kind of influenced by that. And he has to go perform on Broadway because he can't really get any other movies or any other gigs because he's just sort of pigeonholed as Birdman. And the whole thing, he like occasionally will talk to himself as Birdman, or there'll be like a Birdman giving him advice and stuff. And it's almost like a Michael Keaton sort of alternate universe film. Pretty cool. Oh,
Especially
hey, there you go.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Johnny Dangerously. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I love that shot, that whole like that one shot where he's going through the theater. You remember that?
Yeah.
There's that really long shot where he's going upstairs and going through like, and it's just a great. I was just wow, man, how they did that. It's incredible.
The cinematography and the score of that, like I always remember, there's just like a real jazzy score that just constantly plays and it goes up and down depending on the emotions of the movie. And it's a weird one because, like I say, it's good for the people who are fans of Batman and because it feels like it belongs to that movie. But it also, if you like superhero movies, it's probably not a movie for you. So,
Joe Piscopo.
Okay. Let's see here. Eric says Scary Pops too is also a good thing to call him, and Joseph says, "All right, I'll call you Scary Pops." Yeah, I agree. Johnny Dangerously is an awesome Michael Keaton one. You Farganizer. You dirty bastages.
Yeah. I would say like my mom slapped me once.
Once. My mother hung me on a hook once. Yeah. Classic Joe Piscopo.
And he's still like this, like as they're opening the door and closing it.
Let's see here. If you were to recast Batman today, who would be an actor you would like to tackle the role besides a previous Batman? That's the problem, is we're kind of Batman saturated. We're baturated. I don't know. There's been so many people. Once Ben Affleck, really after it went Val Kilmer and then Clooney, and then we took a while off and we came back with Bale and they immediately went to Affleck. It's like, I just feel like we've had too many. At one point, only Kevin Conroy was like the animated Batman, and now there's been like 10 of them. So I can't even keep track of.
Well, because Kevin Conroy was not just the animated series, but he was also the video games too.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, but so his voice is the best Batman voice for sure.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Anyways, we should probably get started on this movie here. I'm going to be watching this one streaming on Max. How are you going to watch this one, Larry?
Max. Also
Max as well. I have the Batman box set, the black box with the gold bat symbol on it that you open up. It has all 4 of them. Each one of those discs is packed with making ofs and all that. Like I said, when the original first Michael Keaton Batman came out, there was seemingly endless like little specials about it, half hour here, hour there, something on MTV here or there, whatever. So that's all on there. But yeah, I personally dig this movie, and I think we should probably watch it. Are you queued up and ready to go, sir?
Yes. I think I'm at I'm at Warner Brothers.
Okay. Well, I'm going to press play on the watch now right now. I'll press the watch now button and I'll let you know where we're at here. So it's doing a little circular spinny thing. Instrument Warner Brothers. There we go. Instrumental music. I dig the old Warner Brothers logo. And as I recall, this had this whole thing where we kind of pan down and it looks like it's an edge of a building, but then we kind of spin around in it and you see that it's like a relief sculpture of the bat symbol thing or whatever. Kim Basinger.
And this whole reveal, man, it's just like, I love this intro,
Yeah.
It's almost like it's going through like a sort of like a maze.
Mm-hmm.
And it,
Yeah, pulls out and reveals the Batman logo thing. They're up there sniffing glue, or they're sniffing paint thinner. That's what it is. Let's see here. If I was an actor with Danielle Harris, what horror movie should I do with her? That's a good question. You could be Michael Myers. I don't know. That's the easiest. Or you can be Hatchet. Your choice. Anyways, get back to Eric's question. I don't know who I'd like to see as a modern Batman, because it means I would have to have like a strong opinion about modern actors. I mean, I don't know, Channing Tatum or somebody weird like that. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's slim pickings. I don't know who you would pick to go in there. A lot of modern actors aren't really my cup of tea.
as long as it's not The Rock.
Yeah, no, The Rock. Yeah, I don't know. That's a toughie. Because it seems like everybody else has been used up in all the Marvel movies. Like if you have somebody would be like, hey, how about Timothée Chalamet or something? It's like, no.
Robert Downey.
He was my first thought. I'm like, nah, he's already Iron Man. He can't be both. Because what's his name too? Captain America, Chris Evans. He would be a good Bruce Wayne and believable, strong man as a Batman. But he's already Captain America. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he was Johnny Storm too before, right?
Yeah. He's terrible in that. That was on TV the other day. That Fantastic Four is brutal. It's got its moments, the first one, but on the whole, it's a lesser Marvel movie. The clips of Bruce and Robin fights I liked when they were on Batman and Robin building walks, Burt Lord on the same apartment floor when trained together. Oh, really? I was unaware of that. Joseph, do a Friday the 13th for her and be at a cabin hanging out. Yeah, that's always good. Try to get Danielle some alone time. Let's see here. Joseph says, yeah, his favorite is
I love the way Gotham is in this.
Yeah, I've kind of said that before. I think this is my favorite Gotham. A lot of people liked the new I forgot about Robert Pattinson. The Robert Pattinson Batman, because they thought that Gotham was so like real. But I feel like this one is, Art Deco and surreal. It feels like it could be of any era, kind of like how the TV show was, the animated series, I should say. And Queen Mayanne is here. Big blanket hello. I'll be back in the chat in a few. All right, we'll save a chair for you. Ray Liotta almost became Batman in '89. Wow, that would have been wild. That's yeah, for sure. Let's see here. I also own the 4, but instead of the cool box set, I have the dumb 4-in-1 version you buy at Walmart that you have 4 movies on 2 discs. I've seen that too. Yeah, where you get the set that has like 4 in it, and then I think I have a couple of the Nightmare on Elm Streets like that. Like they come in, I don't know, 2 movies, 4 movies, whatever. Oh, hello, May. Brittany says, I love the old Warner Brothers logo. Yeah, it's. Some of these old logos, they jump right out at you. The last night when I was watching Death Proof, the Lionsgate logo made me nostalgic. I was like, oh yeah, Lionsgate.
They're a thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So here, this opening scene where this family is walking down the alleyway. If you're familiar with Batman lore, you think that that's the Waynes, but then you realize no, that's Batman watching something that looks like the murder of the Waynes, so it jars him or whatever, gives him flashbacks to go rough those dudes up. You can tell it's not the Waynes because they didn't do the pearl necklace pull. I've seen Martha Wayne's broken pearl necklace so many damn times in my life. Let's see here. Russell says, hello, Mayanne. How's the fam, Chuck? I just wanted to capture Russell calling Mayanne Chuck. It never gets old. Chris Evans is good. Yeah, I like Chris Evans. The Human Torch. Mayanne saying hello to folks. And she says hello to her nemesis, Eric. I wouldn't hate a Michael Fassbender Batman. That's a pretty decent one. Yeah. He's a good actor. He could play both. The tough thing with Batman is you're really casting Bruce Wayne because everything is in the suit. So as long as they have a strong enough jaw to portray Batman, that's all you really need, the voice and the jaw. But you need to be, like Daniel Craig would probably be a good Batman, but he's a little old now. But Clive Owen, he's a little old too, probably. Tracy Walters is one of the Joker's henchmen. In all his films, he's never been squibbed except one. I Spit on Your Grave remake. Look at you. Look at Russell always with the interesting notes. So here it is, the opening famous scene where he goes up and he roughs up these two criminals up on the roof, and he grabs the guy and lifts him up and says, "Who are you?" And he says, "I'm Batman."
The makeup on these guys too, like you could tell that they're like hardcore junkies.
It's funny, yeah. They look like later on when Smilex gets put into all the stuff, and then the people. I love that they mix that nobody knows what's poisoned, so they are like afraid to use products, so they're afraid to brush their teeth or wash their hair or whatever. So everybody's got like zits and stuff. Speaking of that, I would like to point out to the viewing audience, the podcast audience doesn't care, but the viewing audience, today I shaved off my beard because it was so hot here today. I thought it was time for spring, and I went out and I got some sun, and now it looks like I'm wearing blush on the chat. So I apologize. I wasn't at home trying to powder pancake. I got too much sun. I'm too white for my own good. Cracker problems. Hashtag cracker problems. Have you seen DC movie for Joker? Yeah, did you like the Joker movie, Larry?
Yeah, I was surprised I liked it. Like I wasn't thinking too much about it, and then because I didn't see it till it was already on like Max, I think. Like I didn't see it in the theater or anything. And when I did finally see it, I was like, oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with it. I didn't think it was anything I was going to like, and it turned out to be pretty damn good. Let's see here. Russell says, being only child man's the cyst he's never had, and Larry the bra never had. Larry, look at you Russell's bra. One of us froze. Let's see here.
I think
hope you're doing good. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think it would have been cool if they would have like kept what's his name? That's Harvey Dent. Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting because it's, if you know the characters and he's going to be Harvey Dent, it's a fun like prequel kind of thing. But there is that anticipation of when the hell is he ever going to be Harvey Dent? I thought they were going to do it in Batman Forever, and then they went with Tommy Lee Jones because he was a much bigger star at that point.
Well, originally I think they were going to bring him together, or they were going to bring him back for Returns, but then I think they had changed the story, and that's why like they didn't end up bringing him back.
Yeah, they needed to mix it all up or whatever. They'd already established too much Billy D to retcon it. Let's see here. Joseph says, I'll have to have him on sometime. Yes, I will have to have you on sometime. I'm sure we can find some horror movie to watch. I'm sure Daniel Harris has been in something. Let's see here. In the comics, he said, I am the knight, and they almost used that line. Here on the screen, the movie, we see Jack and girlfriend, and his girlfriend's played by Jerry Hall. She was a model in the 80s, and then she's most famous for being Mick Jagger's girlfriend. So other than that, yeah, she's real limited. I think she married Rupert Murdoch later on, and then they just recently got divorced, I think. Yeah, a lot of these old 80s models ended up marrying super rich guys, Claudia Schiffer and all that stuff. So yeah, that's all I think of when I think of Jerry Hall. She's kind of a low budget Texas version of Daryl Hannah. I'm Batman. Russell's doing the I'm Batman. Batman probably comes in second, but Spidey is the most popular superhero. I don't know about that. Although I do, most of the kids I like Spider-Man more than Batman. When I was a little kid, I liked Spider-Man more than Batman. But I see more Batman swag everywhere. I'd be interested to see the merchandising breakdown on that. Let's see here. Yes. I'm keeping my fingers crossed I meet Danielle at the Scarefest. Oh, I hope you do too. Russell says that the Batman line was ad-libbed by Keaton because he forgot his original line. So that's nice. Eric points out that she dated Mick Jagger. Yeah, that. Oh, they were only dating, so okay. Yeah, I knew they were a couple for a long time. Let's see here. Hope to be back to YouTube soon. Take care of Ms. Caveman. Please throw me a subscribe here. Yes, please follow our friend Guy. He's a fun dude, and he's a good member of the community. He's always got cool stuff going on. So yeah, I recommend checking that out. Marianne Faithful. Yeah, that was. Did you ever see Jumpin' Jack Flash with Whoopi Goldberg? There's a whole section in there where she's trying to remember Mick Jagger's various girlfriends to try to come up with a hack a password. What's the timestamp? We are at 11:20, 21, 22, 23. So we just started. We see Jack is paying off what's the damn Slovenly Eckhart, thank you. I was going to call him Grissom. Yeah, Slovenly Eckhart. And we've already seen Robert Wool. That's an interesting choice too. I get the point. They're trying to they need someone other than Batman. Like we can't follow Batman or Vicky Vale or Joker around all the time. We need someone who has an extra point of view. So they added that whole Robert Wool character. Oh, Bob the Goon to the rescue. And his other brother, Daryl. Let's see here. Brittany says, I'm Batman line wasn't in the script. Oh, see, she knows too. She was also an urban cowboy with John Travolta. Jerry Hall was?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Like I say, I primarily know her as a model. She was in Vogue and stuff. There's a great shot of Gotham. We see the art, the Gotham City Hall, and you can really get a feel for Burton's idea for Gotham with these huge statues and everything. And then they take this Gotham and they turn the volume up for Joel Schumacher's Gotham.
Oh,
or for Forever. By the time we get to Batman Forever, there are straight up buildings that are giant statues of men, like Atlas Shrugged, except he's got a building or apartment on his shoulders, or they use a lot of the Atlas Shrug or Atlas, I should say, imagery. Even there in front of City Hall, they have two Grim Reapers holding globes on their neck, and I believe Jack Palance isn't his apartment kind of got a Atlas deal to it. So I was distracted. This mustache gentleman who handed the cartoon of the drawing of Batman to Robert Wool, that was Bob Kane. Yeah, the original inventor of Batman. But there's a lot of argument over who really did invent Batman.
I like that version though, in the suit, the pinstripe suit.
Yeah, where he looks kind of like a 20s gangster. Yeah. And I dig this. I didn't the whole Corto Maltese thing. That's a running thing in the comic books. That's one of the few Gotham, all the DC properties are all made up places, and the Marvel properties are generally real places. So New York and Chicago and stuff, and like I say, with the DC properties, it's all Metropolis, Gotham, and then Corto Maltese is supposed to be kind of Cuba or something. It's a a war-torn island, I guess.
Well, what's kind of cool about that the James Gunn Suicide Squad is they mentioned that in there too, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, the James Gunn Suicide Squad, the good one.
Yeah, the good one.
Yeah, the other one's all right, but the James Gunn one is much better. Joseph says he hopes he likes this movie. Oh, you will, Joseph. This is a classic one. This is sorry, they're panning up the building, and we see what, Boss Grissom. Yeah, there he is, Jack Palance. So it's in the Batman Forever where they have apartments on the giant Atlas statue. Okay, I was wondering if that was his. They kind of retcon Joker in this too. The whole thing where he falls in the chemicals, it acts as chemical. I think in the comic books it was the whole Red Hood subplot. He was one of the many Red Hoods, and he ended up getting left behind by the gang that hired him. And I think that was all in The Killing Joke, perhaps. He has Batman on DVD. Oh, nice. Cinefile says, I still need to get this movie on Blu-ray. Anyone know if the 4K is worth it? I haven't seen the 4K transfer. I've seen...
yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I'm watching the HD version now.
And I also have
Sort of.
the DVD, the Snap, the old Snap
Oh,
case.
yeah, the old Warner Brothers Snapper case or whatever. A lot of those Warner Brothers came in the big, like over the Snapper case. I don't like because it's like a pinch too big compared to other DVDs, so it always sticks out on your shelf just a little bit. Like those used to get on my nerves. Yeah, here's Jack in the purple suits and stuff. They set it up good to like build where he's going to, like where he basically wants to be Jack Palance. He's trying to take his job. So he's got Jack Palance's girlfriend. And then when he scars Jerry Hall all up, then he goes after Basinger, who's like a better version of Jerry Hall, like a kind of a hotter or at least a doppelganger type, I guess. Best villain in the OG Batman series was the Riddler by Frank Gorshin. Yeah, I love me some Frank Gorshin. He's awesome. But yeah, this whole thing where they're sending him away, and Jack Nicholson even has kind of the feeling that this is a setup. I believe after this is when Jack Palance did City Slickers and he won an Academy Award. But I felt like
Academy Award for that?
Yeah, I believe so. I think he won the what do you call it?
Best
supporting actor, because he got on stage after he won and did one-arm push-ups and the Academy Awards. It's like one of those moments they show every year. Like, yeah, he was like, I'm 60 years old and I can still do push-ups. He gets down, does like one-arm push-ups during the middle of Oscars. Everybody's like, here's
I like the way he what's his name plays Bruce Wayne in this too, man. Like right here at the beginning where he just kind of like he's kind of like dopey,
Yeah. Here's one of the only two people that is in all the movies, Michael Goff or whatever, the guy who plays Uncle Alfred. Him and Pat Hingle, I think, are the only ones that are in all four. And Pat Hingle is Commissioner Gordon. But like pretty much everybody else gets recast at one point or another. This specific scene we had to watch in a college class where we learned about like film symbolism. So a lot of the stuff I kind of ramble on about that sounds crazy, it was from this class that I took. And in this specific scene, there's a part where like Michael Keaton is writing with a pen. I think he's writing a check maybe. And then he has the pen and he doesn't really know what to do with it afterwards. And Alfred walks by, or he sticks the pen in a plant. And then Alfred walks by and like picks it up and takes it out. And like, here it's getting ready to happen right here. He sticks it in this plant and then he walks away. And then Alfred comes right behind him and picks it up. In this film imagery theory class I took, they explained that that's a representation of his penis. He sticks the penis in the bush, and then his gentleman, his butler, comes behind him and very carefully takes it out and takes it away. Yeah, it was real like Freudian shit. So sometimes I never go as deep as that class did, but I can't help but think of all the crazy imagery, especially with Tim Burton and stuff, that may be going on in here. And it's crazy they have a gambling event to try to save the festival. I guess gambling was way illegal back then. Like,
Well, I think all the money proceeds are going to the festival, I think. So I think this is like a quote unquote a charity event. So okay. I think that's why it's okay.
But even then, I don't know. It's pretty hokey.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody's getting a kickback somewhere.
Yeah, the mayor and the DA are all there gambling away. It's just for charity. Uh-huh. Yeah, but this is a good way to open for Bruce Wayne at like a charity event in a tuxedo. Like if we're going to be introduced to him to start the movie, that's the way to go.
Mm-hmm. Guard, sir.
I don't think I like Pat Hingle as Commissioner Gordon. Like I like Pat Hingle, but Gary Oldman is a way better Commissioner Gordon with the mustache and stuff. Like he looks like him. But yeah, I don't know. Pat Hingle, it doesn't feel like him and Batman would be homies like the way they are. Oh, it's the King of the Wicker people. It's from Japan. How do you know? Because I bought it in Japan.
Yeah, like it's so nonchalant, Where it's just like, well, because bought it in Japan. I don't understand the scene where he's like, or I don't understand the line that comes up right now where it's like, you have a very wonderful eye.
Some of them, some people would say she has two.
Yeah.
Isn't that what he says? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of a like he's complimenting her as a photographer. You have a good eye for photography, but he's also kind of using it as like, hey, you kind of fine, lady. It's his way of flirting. How do you know? Because I bought it in Japan. Duh. People don't even know what it looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like he's
right?
not. Yeah, he's very famous, and people know the name and they know the brand, the Wayne brand, but nobody really knows what Bruce looks like. So they're caught off guard by him. Yeah, you've got a wonderful eye. Some people think she has two. Yeah, see, look at that. I nailed it. Let me turn the air conditioning off. I'm getting annoyed with it. All right, there we go. Like I said, we had our first day close to 80 today, and it was oppressive heat. It's been so cold, so long. 80 just seemed ridiculous. It was like, oh, it's like the equator here. Oh, let's I can cultivate some palm trees.
Man, I've been getting like, I think like 91 was the other day, and I've been getting 90s, and yeah, so you getting 80. I mean, that's perfect weather for me, I guess. Well, not even. I love early 70s, lower 70s.
Yeah, I like Alfred right away showing that he's keeping his finger. He's got his finger on the pulse of stuff, and he's sort of the brains behind Batman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and
it's funny the whole passing. Give Knox a grant. He pats him on the shoulder and walks away all happy.
Mm-hmm. Because
they kind of friend zone. They friend zone Robert Wool right away. Like, he's trying to like holler at Vicky Vale, and she's immediately interested in the handsome rich guy.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean,
hard to believe.
Is she really gonna go with that schlub? No.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I know you. You're the assistant coach in Bull Durham. Very prestigious.
Well, I mean, dad bod wasn't a thing back then. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever marketed dad bod and made that a thing, we need to give them a grant. Let's see where are we at with the chats. Oh boy, a bunch of folks piling in here. I still have the 4 Batman set with those dreadful double-sided DVD discs. Yeah.
Yeah, those are.
Do you guys listen to the Scary Movie Podcast? I'm loving her podcast. Catwoman Julie Newmar was pretty good too. Yeah. I think I like Michelle Pfeiffer slightly better than Julie Newmar, but she was pretty wonderful too. It's hard to look the other way on her.
Well, see, that was the thing, because when I would watch the shows, like I liked Julie Newmar, I liked Eartha Kitt, and so for me it was like when I was confused when they first like swapped, because like I said, they wouldn't show anything like in order or anything, so I always saw like different. And then
there's the oh boy, we are having this damn internet. You oughta no problem. Back. All right. Give me some.
I think it's the first time we see Bob the Goon wearing a suit too.
Robot voice. Let me turn off this. There we go. Try to shut down any other extra windows I have going here. Let's see if save my internet. So I apologize for any internet issues up front. We had the same issues today up front with a little bit with Gareth, and then after the stream settled in, everything was fine. So bear with us through any weird clunks. Yeah, I don't know. Pat Hingle really, he seems like a tough guy boss. Like, I believe that he's, like he yells at people, but I don't believe that he like mixes it up and gets out and fights and stuff like Commissioner Gordon often does.
Well, that's why, like, I think Like I think Gary Oldman is a great Commissioner Gordon.
Oh yeah, I think he's probably the best Gordon. I don't know if I have a favorite Batman. I don't know. That's a toughie. Let's see here. Yeah, Russell said the double-sided discs are a pain. Yeah, I remember that. The other night when I was doing King Kong, apparently King Kong was the first ever laser disc made, and that was also the first commentary track ever done. And thinking about laser discs, I was just remembering like, oh yeah, you take the record out and you flip it over and put it on there, and that's how the first DVD sets were. To keep the quality high, they put it on both sides, but then they later on reduced the quality so it would all fit on one disc. Brittany says Jack Nicholson is the perfect Joker. Yeah, he's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
I think Heath Ledger really cracked the code on there are a lot of different ways to portray the Joker, but prior to that, it was like hard to imagine anybody but Jack being Joker, you know?
No.
But I think that's part of the reason Ledger's performance is so awesome is it felt like it was something that couldn't be done. And when he actually did a new take on it.
Well, something that you didn't see coming, because it's like everybody that heard that it was Ledger, like, oh man, the friggin' 10 things I hate about you guy. And then even I was like, you know. And
was that
but then like I told you when I saw it. Good.
Was that before or after Gay Cowboys? Was Brokeback Mountain before or after?
After.
After?
I think it was after.
I think it was before.
No, before. No, it was before.
Yeah, before.
Because he did Dark Knight, and then he did that. He didn't finish that other movie, the one that had like that ended up having like Jude Law. It has like a super long name, and it's like an independent film. But like Heath Ledger, Jude Law, Johnny Depp, and I think Jared Leto. Can't remember.
That's an all-star cast. I don't know what movie that is. Let's see here.
Well, like all those guys were playing his role. Like that was the thing. Like they were all playing the same role, but it's because he didn't finish the role. He had passed away.
Oh, okay. Was that the Bob Dylan one?
No. Let me find the name for it.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Joseph the Horror Guy says he wants a direct sequel to Halloween 4. Yeah, I think a lot of the Halloween fans think that. Ryan Olchild, what's up? Hey, sup, man? Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us. Folks are saying hello to Ryan. Scary Pop says that he likes Michael Caine as Alfred. An emerald the size of a tangerine.
The movie I was talking about was the Imaginarium of Dr. Penis.
Oh, Parnassus or whatever. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I never saw it, but I remember it.
Yeah, that was his last.
Sean points out, you need 3 more subs. Sean points out you only need 3 more subs. So those of you who are unfamiliar with our friend, the Horror Cat Dad, you can in the title there's a link. Just click that. In the title of this episode, you'll see a link directly to his page. Give him a subscribe. You'll enjoy it. He's the collector. He's the collector king. There you go. Horror Cat Dad. Subscribe. What's up, Ryan Olchow? Russell says that here's where. Happy spring season. He's the NECA king. So here's where Jack plummets into the weird toxic chemicals, and I kind of like this whole part is pretty damn amazing. First, Batman uses the smoke bomb, so it shows that he's got ninja training, but they don't really explain that he has ninja training the way they do in Batman's. Here we just sort of have to see, like, oh, he's got weapons and he's got varying. Different implements of ninja training. I am getting pissed with this internet. I am losing my patience. But this scene where the cards float up onto the water and then you see the hand is now white with the green fingernails. Yeah, it's awesome. That's classic. Like I say, the best movies jump around where you have a little bit of horror, a little bit of action, a little bit of clearly a horror scene. It's pretty terrible.
He hung up.
He loves the biker film Hell's Angels on Wheels and the Canadian film Last Detail with Randy Quaid. I remember The Last Detail. Yeah, I remember that one. Folks are saying hello. Jack and Jill will forever be iconic as Joker. Yeah, Jack Wayne for sure. I agree with that one. If you got to go with a smile. There you go. There's another classic quote from this one. Did you know that the Joker dance wasn't in the script but totally improvised by Nicholson? I can believe that.
Yeah.
I think Tim Burton ideas of what he wanted in this, but he had more like ideas of sets and score and things like that more than he actually did, telling the actors how to behave. Let's see here.
Well, I think if you think about it, who's at this point, are you really going to tell Jack Nicholson what to do? I feel like Jack Nicholson will take like some notes.
What are you doing to me here?
I feel like Jack Nicholson will just basically do whatever he wants for the most part. And I think Don froze. Yeah, I think Don's having some.
There we go. Yeah. All right. Hopefully I'm back now. Hopefully we're back. I reset the internet connection to hopefully get quit so much jumping in robot voices. This is actually out of Citizen Kane. That's a kind of an homage throwback. In Kane, you see that when him and his lady friend first meet and get married, they're sitting at a small table, and as their relationship breaks apart, they get at a bigger table, and move farther and farther away from each other. It's like showing their relationship status. And here they kind of start the other way. They see the two at the big, giant, huge table, and they have to like yell to each other. And then they're like, "Do you want to get closer?" Like, and it becomes more intimate. They go into the kitchen and eat at the small table, and it's less formal.
I like that they have that old refrigerator too.
Yeah,
like that old school. Like, even though they're like he's beyond rich, you can have like whatever fridge. They still have that old one.
That was probably top of the line in '89, though. It's the best fridge money could buy. No, we just watched. I said earlier, I watched Remo Williams on Garrett's channel, and that was from '85. And I noticed in there they had like a fancy double door with the freezer and everything, like we have now. I was like, look at Remo Williams balling. Let's see here. Jack Nicholson was in the old Little Shop of Horrors too. Yeah, I do remember that. Let's see here.
Like, he just eats it up, man. Like everywhere you see Jack Nicholson, it's just he has that look.
Yeah. Oh, he's like we were talking about with Ricardo Montalban with Wrath of Khan. He's one of those actors that while he's on screen, it's kind of hard to not look at him. No matter what's going on, whatever, if something else is supposed to be distracting you, you're looking at Jack or you're looking at Ricardo or whatever. Like some actors or actresses just hold the screen. Let's see here. I have to get another Goodfellas DVD because ours is bleeding double-sided. Yeah, I had that same issue. First, Goodfellas in the snapper case, and then later on they made like a nice fancy edition with a bunch of mini documentaries and all that stuff.
I like this part here where he's like he's so like antsy,
This underground mob doctor who does performs the facial reconstruction on him. I felt like this same scene was kind of mimicked in Minority Report, like when Tom Cruise goes and he gets like his eyes changed and he like can't see and he has to feel around like the dirty. There's something about getting surgery in a dirty old rusty like dank room that makes it seem extra worse, That's very unsanitary.
Well, it's like what he says right here is like, if you see what I have to work with.
Oh, you should stay, Joseph. Hang out, buddy. Watch Batman with us. 10 things I hate about you become 10 things I love about you. Ooh. Yeah, I never saw 10 Things I Hate About You. I know that's where Heath Ledger got his big break. People loved it. I'm not big on, teen romance movies, but folks say that that's a very good film.
He's got a Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So again, tying it all back to Batman.
Yeah. I'm surprised they never made a like a Nightwing movie or some kind of Joseph Gordon-Levitt attempt. He's not really doing
Yeah.
much anymore. You could dust him off for Nightwing. Now I wonder, is this theoretically nowadays they say people aren't supposed to get it on after they've been drinking, especially like for the first time. But it seems to me it's a real social lubricant there. Like him and Vicky Vale, part of the reason they do make out is because she's had a little bit too much wine or champagne, I should say.
Well, that was all her.
Oh,
He was just like trying to help her, get to a bed. That you, sugar
That's
bumps?
you, sugar bumps? Yeah, exactly. It's me, sugar bumps. And here's I point this out. Where we have a character or an actor that's going to be huge in a scene, their introductory shot is always like a huge deal, right? So like Jack is walking out of the shadows and we can see his silhouette, and it's like builds up anticipation of wanting to get a look at him. They use that trick in like almost every movie. It's usually done for the hero, but occasionally with the villain. Last night in Death Proof, they kept stuntman Mike hidden for a big portion of the film, and he's even blurry up until you get a good look at him finally. And that's how this is when he shoots him and he steps into the light, and you get a feeling of, oh, wow, look at this guy.
It's very liberating.
I agree. Prutzy's honor is, God damn it, this internet is pissing me off.
Kind of deal. This part right
yeah,
here.
just have fun, Joseph. Welcome, buddy. Oh, look at there. Scary Pops knows the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. Yeah, there we go.
And it
Joseph
had
says
Colin
he's having
Farrell
fun. Good. Oh, okay. Well, that was an all-star cast.
Yeah, it had Colin Farrell. I was just looking at it right now too. Jude Law, Johnny Depp, Christopher Plummer, Tom Waits, Andrew Garfield, Vern Troyer. Yeah, I had a lot of people in that one.
Oh, let's hear. Eric got me. I'm trying out for the role of Mr. Freeze. Up top. You're one. Hey, Scottish Geek Guy is here. Howdy, folks. Welcome.
Hey, how's it
Welcome.
going?
Let's see here. Folks are welcoming Scottish Geek Guy. Showed his kids Batman 89 a few weeks ago. They didn't hate it, didn't love it, but it held their attention enough. Yeah,
See, what I like about
the sets and the costumes and all that, there's just so much to hold your attention,
No, what I was gonna say was like I like this part right here. Like it's relatable in the sense that like he's there with her and he can't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like his mind is just like that always like resonated with me because like for me I would be the same thing. I couldn't sleep and I would sleep maybe like 3 hours a night because my mind was always just like working.
Yeah, I've talked about this before with me with my sleep disorder. That God, Jack is great. Even now, wait till they get a load of me. Sorry, it's hard not to be distracted by Jack doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with I've mentioned before is when I sleep, I'm awake all night, and then I'm tired during the day. So a lot of times relationships are bothered by that because it's like people I'm in bed with are like, why are you getting up and wandering away from bed? It's like because I'm wide awake and you're snoring or whatever. Leave me alone. So, but I noticed that his move is to go on one of those like anti-gravity boot hanging deals. Mm-hmm. So he looks like a bat hanging upside down. Good, more symbolism that my college professor would have loved. Joseph says he's going to go tell his parents good night and he'll be right back. All right, Joseph. Let's see here. Sean says, it's interesting to hear, Scottish, now that I have a new generation react to this movie. Yeah, that's the thing. There were, when they brought back Michael Keaton for that Flash, and that was like the big thing, you know, Michael Keaton has returned. There was a whole generation that was like, oh, finally, I've been waiting to see him in another Batman movie. And then there was a whole other generation of hashtag not my Batman. Like, young punks. Give you that Batman Robin smack meme. What do you mean, not my Batman? Why I oughta? Yeah, every shot in this is like art. I'm continually amazed by like Burton's attention to the composition of the shots and like how much it seems like he focused more on costumes and set design and things more than he actually did the actors, because a lot of the actors just are doing their own thing, you know.
I love this whole scene right here.
This is reminds me of well, we get to see what is it, Carmine Falcone and what's the other one, the two mobsters of Gotham that they talk about him in the Long Halloween. I think it's the first time I learned about him. This scene is also similar to the scene in The Dark Knight, the one with the pencil that you like so much. It's like you gather together all the mob bosses and the Joker kind of comes in and lets them know, like, no, I'm in charge now. You guys are second to me. Thanks for coming.
And that'll be it. I love this part, man.
Yeah. Watch how fast this dude fries. He goes from like fine to a skeleton in like the blink of an eye.
Oh, I got a live one.
It's getting a little hot on the collar. Ooh.
It's just that maniacal, you know.
Town tonight. Well, this I've talked about this before. In my opinion, villains are more tolerable if they seem like they're having fun. So, like, if a villain in a movie is enjoying himself, no matter how despicable it is, it's kind of like, at least he's having fun.
You're crazy. I like this part. You ever heard of the healing power of laughter?
What are you doing to me, internet? It's going to be a terribly watched stream if I keep freezing up every 5 seconds. I'm going to drive down to the cable company and do the Batman meme to them.
I wonder if it's just all like, you know, since Saturday night, everybody's like online or something.
I'm thinking, as we talked about before, I'm currently staying in a hotel. Saturday night, it was pretty packed in the parking lot. I'm wondering if there's some folks like gaming or something, you know, doing something that's using up all the internet. And also, I'm usually on at 1 a.m. when nobody else is awake. So maybe it's always like this at 10. I don't know. Give me the mirror. Third rock from the sun. Jack Palance is a great actor. Yeah, he is. Hey, the Bud Files is here. Nice to see you.
How you doing?
Nice to have you here.
Pals, they're not bad people.
That line, they're great survivors. Love that line from Bats. Yeah, when he talks about bats. It's used to build the bat houses when I was a teen. You did? Huh. I've never known anybody who built bat houses. Let's see here. Russell is welcome in Bud Files. Russell says watching the OG break.
Oh, nice.
On YouTube Tele app. Nice.
I'm glad you're dead.
Yeah, like I say, he just burnt. Yeah, I'm glad you're dead.
He's just so good,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, he steals the movie for sure. Especially since Michael Keaton is playing it so like reserved. You know, he's almost got a restrictor plate on. He's holding everything back, as where Jack Nicholson is putting everything out there. You know. Yeah, I'm continually impressed by the timeless set designs and stuff. Like you can't figure out what era this is from. It's like it could be the 20s, it could be the 60s, it could be the late 80s, it could be 2020. Everything is just a hodgepodge of different stuff from different eras. So it feels like I think that's what the strength of the Batman animated series had is like you can't really you can't tell what era it's from.
Right. And I think I really feel like that's where they got. I mean, they really took that inspiration from the films, from Burton's films, for sure.
Yeah, I always felt like that Batman animated series was pretty heavily influenced by this portrayal of Batman and Gotham, even down to the soundtrack. The score, whatever the opening theme to the Batman animated series feels like the score from this. I like how Batman is a super detective, and he's like he can hide in the shadows and is totally undetectable, but yet Vicky Vale can just like follow him around town and stalk him, and he doesn't even notice. Oh,
Well, I think it's one of those things. I think it's because he's so like mild mannered, you know. Like
mm-hmm.
he's so like he blends in under the radar. You know what I mean? But she's like actively looking for him. You know.
Well, that's what I mean. If you had fooled around with a 6 foot blonde, it seems like you would notice her, especially in a giant beret. It seems like she would jump out at you, like, "Hey, isn't that old girl who slept over last night? How you doing?" This bit of business here too, where um, the the mob boss comes out, the Marlon Brando looking one. He comes out and he says that Boss Grissom signed over all of his stuff, and then when the Joker shows up and he looks kind of like a mime, like he's got like a different Joker look to him, and then when he waves at Bruce Wayne and stuff, and he's got like the little tiny lip makeup on and stuff.
The pen is truly mightier than the sword.
Exactly. Oh, let's see. Uh, Scary Pop says, I have to run, but we need a night owl and horror cat dad signal like the bat signal because you're some awesome heroes. Oh, Eric, you're a wonderful person. I'm sad to see you go. Can I just go with you? I'll just take off with you. Night there, too, boys. Everybody's saying good night to Scary Pops.
See, one thing I've been wondering or thinking about too is like at some point we gotta have sort of like we gotta have Eric on, and then have him like just like spitfire shooting questions at us, you know.
Yeah, he is the question master. He needs a talk show. He needs to be the new Charlie Rose. Just Scary Pops can be sitting at a table, and then we sit down and he asks us questions. Let's see if folks are saying that.
What was there? With a dead hand.
Joseph's taking off. Good night, friends. Well, good night, Joseph. We thank you for hanging out. I'm glad you watched Batman with us for a little bit. I recommend you check it out. It's a good one.
Time to pay the check.
Any thought on the film's Mirrors with Kiefer Sutherland with great kills, but I like the sequel sucks. Yeah, I saw Mirrors, but I don't think I saw the sequel.
I never saw it. I didn't even know there was a sequel to it.
Yeah, that's what I say. I didn't know there was a sequel either, but I'm not surprised. Righty. Folks are saying good night to Joseph. Yeah, Joseph, you have a good night, buddy. Take it easy. Yeah, I like the way Jack gives him the bye. Their relationship is weird. She stalks him, he abandons her. You know what I mean? It's weird. They got a strange relationship. And once again, classic Joker stuff. The punch, the boxing glove on the long extendy arm.
Batman.
where a man dressed up of a bat gets all of my press. All I can tell anybody about relationships is find somebody who looks at you the way Bob the Goon looks at Joker.
Yep.
You know? Oh, let's see here.
I like this part right here. Need a glass of water.
I was going to say the budget of this was $48 million. So in 1988, when they made it, that was a lot of money. Box office, $411.6 million. So it made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, roughly 8 times its money back?
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good.
Well, 8 times or 10? Actually, 10, right?
10, right? Yeah.
Because 10 times 4 would be
10 times 4, yeah. Well, actually, technically, I guess technically it's only even actually 4 times, because usually the rule of thumb for budgets is you take whatever the budget is and double it, and then that's what you have to get to break, to make your money back. So if it was 48 million to make, it was roughly 96 for the movie, and then it made 411. So yeah, pretty damn good. Like I said, I remember it was a huge blockbuster, and I don't know how it did overseas, but in America, the people were lined up around the block. She just got to town. How is that her apartment? I pay $14,000 a month in rent.
No, was it it's like in what does Dalton pay? I can't remember.
Yeah, something ridiculous. He plays like 6 or whatever, like 500 a month, but he's got like a whole, or I don't even remember what it was. He says in the line, but it was drastically low to live on like a ranch with horses and stuff. Let's see. Folks are saying good night to Joseph. Broken mirrors. Russ, you're a riot, a real riot. That's what I like about you. Yeah, alrighty.
I never noticed that Rubik's Cube that he has.
All this, yeah, this is all very jokery. He's already gotten Joker jackets made. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. He's got a merch contract. We're gonna need purple leather jackets.
Bad tie, no style.
Stop the press. And they use "Stop the Press" in Bat Dance. That's one of the samples they use.
Mm-hmm. Jesus Marumba.
Yeah. She's dating some guy named Wayne. She's about to trade up. And I like that Joker has activity time. It's like, well, what's he doing when he's not out doing Joker stuff? It's like, he's doing arts and crafts and stuff. He's
about to get a new girl, Bobby.
I've got a mind to make me some Mookie.
Yes, sir.
Another great shot with composition and everything. Like you can see those little cutout faces all over the floor.
I tell you, man, I feel like yeah, Burton directed this, but I feel like a lot of this is Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. I was saying I feel like Burton almost focused more on the art direction, the set design, the composition of the shots, things like that. Like it was more because from everything I've ever heard, he didn't really get into the actors too much. Like, no, do it again, but do it like this or whatever. I think he kind of got big actors so they would just do their own thing, and he could focus on the shot compositions and the camera pans and stuff.
Well, the one who made out like a bandit on this was Jack Nicholson for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Well, because that he also got a percentage of the merch, right?
I was gonna say I knew he got some sort of back end cut, but I don't remember if it was off merch or off of ticket sales or what. But I knew that was his deal, that he got a percentage of the back end, and that's how he was super rich. And here's the first time. This is all like directly out of the comic books and stuff. You know, they often show reporters like the news and stuff. So I remember even this in comic books where like the lady loses her mind and starts cracking up. Becky?
And then you see her face.
New and improved Joker products. Love that Joker.
Smilex.
What the hell? It sounds like there's a huge storm going on outside. Maybe that's what my internet issue is. I just heard like a whole bunch of heavy wind and rain hit the windows out back. So maybe that's why I'm in the middle of a storm. Unbeknownst to me, I'm too wrapped up in Batman.
Well, that's interesting because I got like a lot of wind here. We're supposed to have a thunderstorm, I think, tomorrow or something.
Ah, okay.
So natural. Only Undertaker knows for sure.
The fake pigeon.
Yeah.
Or the fake seagull, I should say. I've actually always really loved this plotting. The whole thing where Smilex isn't in one product, it's in multiple products. So like you have to use toothpaste in conjunction with deodorant and whatever. Like he hasn't just poisoned the drinking supply or whatever. It's like a complicated plot, you know. How the hell did Batman get a copy of Joker's psychological profile? I mean, I guess it was in his police file, but I don't even think police files have psychological profiles. They barely have fingerprints.
Chemistry.
Let's go shopping. Who is?
But again, like stuff like this, where he's like he's this part where he's Wayne, but he's Batman, where he's like thinking and trying to figure it out. I like that, like the different personality, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find Keaton's Batman or Bruce Wayne is on screen more than the average Bruce Wayne. A lot of times they want Batman stuff. So we see like Christian Bale, he's you know, Bruce Wayne a fair amount, but he's mainly Batman. Like he spends probably more time in the suit. But I feel like Michael Keaton spends more time as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, because even Christian Bale, like even when he's Bruce Wayne, you see him like with Fox, and he's basically Batman at that point, even though he's not dressed up in the suit. Whereas here you see more Bruce Wayne, you know, mingling with people, and you know, you see more of that. Whereas you see glimpses of it in the Dark Knight trilogy.
The big oil painting of Thomas Wayne back there,
or one of the Waynes, one of the father Waynes.
Yeah, maybe it was an elder Wayne.
I'm not meeting her today.
Oh, well, let's see here. Mayanne is back. She says, "Are you kids behaving?" I don't know. What's your definition of behaving? We're currently cheering on a man who's mass murdering people, so probably not. Russell says never. And then everyone laughs. He says he's a kid at heart. And Echo says, "Run, it's Mayanne. Hide your mustard." Cool. Mean Streets is full film on YouTube. Yeah, Mean Streets is a good one. I remember this scene here at the art museum. This is a big point of contention when it came out, where the Joker comes in and he like defaces a bunch of famous art, Gainsborough's Blue Boy and the George Washington from the Dollar and all this stuff. And he like spray paints them or cuts them and things. And there was a fear that there was going to be copycat crimes, like that, you know, other people would go to art museums and do the same thing.
I like at the end, he's like, "I kind of like this one, Bob. Leave it."
Yeah, the one that's all like Texas Chainsaw Massacre looking. It's got like broken ribs and like a skeleton face in it.
Well, what's interesting is that like why is Bob taking notes? when they're destroying everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
You ever notice that?
Yeah, he was hanging out with him, doing the
She's like,
walking behind him. Well, I think Bob the Goon is kind of his version of Alfred. That's his gentleman's man or whatever, manservant.
was he like taking doing IOUs, like broke this, what it's worth, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's trying to get the proper damage assessment. It's like, oh, we went in the art museum and did $14 billion worth of damage.
See, what's cool here is that, and I only noticed this till later on, like in the VHS, it doesn't look that purple. Like the smoke.
I was caught by how purple it was. Oh shit. Okay, never mind. Everything went black for a second. I was like, did I lose my screen? It was like, no, it was just a change of shots. All right. Tim Burton messing with me. There, now Joker has the big beret on, but I think that's supposed to mean like he's like an artist. But earlier we saw Kim Basinger with the big beret on.
Lawrence? Yeah, but see, like if you look at Bob the Goon, he's like taking notes.
Yeah, the Joker and his crew all come in just ready to destroy art. That's good Joker antics because there's no real money to it. It's just wanton vandalism. He's just destroying things for the sake of destroying things.
I wonder how much that painting is worth now.
Yeah, exactly. You could take all these old sets and or these old prop pieces and resell them now. We have the George Washington with the dollar sign spray painted on it. I wonder how old Jack Nicholson. I wonder how old he is here.
Let's find out. Let me check that out.
Oh yeah, there is a storm raging outside. I just keep hearing thunder and lightning crashes and wind outside, like real heavy now. So somehow that connection is better than it was when before the storm started. So I kind of like this one, Bob.
Leave it. 51.
That's what I was trying to figure out because he's clearly a little bit older, like he's mature, he's been around for a minute, but he's also still pretty spry and active. So it's not like he's hobbled.
Mm-hmm. He was 51, and what's the name? Keaton was 36.
Oh, okay. Keaton. Jack looks younger than 51 and Keaton looks older than 36.
Crap.
Ah.
Now that's good work.
Yeah. He likes the violence.
Mm-hmm. The bodies. You give it all.
I don't know if it's art, but I like it.
But I like it. I swear, man. I can't get enough of like Jack in this movie.
Even that line. I was in the bath one day when I realized I was destined for greatness.
That's all behind me.
I don't know. Vicky Vale's a weird character because she really waffles back, or at least Basinger's performance of it is. She waffles back and forth between being like extremely competent, intelligent, reporter who's world traveled and like smart and everything, but she's also a bit of a damsel in distress. She's often just like, she's helpless often. Meanwhile, she was a war reporter. It's weird. They kind of waffle back and forth.
It's like she was like taking photos in a war-torn country, but like like she's afraid of Joker.
Yeah. The avant-garde of the new aesthetic. Yeah, Jerry Hall, when she shows up with that mask, is like just extra scary because you don't really know what happened to her underneath it. You're just like, I don't know, something happened to her. She got that weird kabuki mask on. She's creepy looking. Alicia. And then, yeah, you see underneath it's all like acid burns and shit. Like, oh, yikes.
I'm no Picasso, but do you like it?
A little dance. Batman's head on a lance.
What do you know about?
I don't know anything about him. I don't know. I kind of like the pancake makeup on his face. Like that look is so like, because when he looks like a clown, it looks like it's painted on or like he has scarring in his cheeks or whatever. But then when he has it, here, it looks like he's almost maniacal. Like that mobster says to him, "What's with that weird smile?" He is chewing up the scenery though. Like he's just his acting is all on 10.
I love this whole scene, man. This whole scene is great. How he just like comes down and like,
yeah, the kind of an iconic shot of the cape opening up, and then when you see that the bat grappling gun or whatever. It's also really good. Where does he get those wonderful toys? That's what yours should have been. That would have been your caption. It is your caption. I oughta. That's what I'm talking about. Give it up. Give it. Nice. I like the Flugelheim instead of the Guggenheim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I would love this.
There's the Batmobile. The big rocket booster in the back and everything. Yeah, it's iconic.
I like how his goons are all like crazy too. They're just like shooting guns like randomly, like in the air.
Yeah, I don't know what Joker did to all his people to make them just as nuts as him, but it worked. Maybe a microdose Smilex. That's a cool bit of business, the grappling gun to make the wide turn like that, because it would be impossible to make such a sharp 90-degree turn otherwise.
Truck full of cabbage.
Yeah, that's classic action movie stuff. If a car's going to crash into something, fruit stand or fruit truck or vegetable truck is always like the way to go. The scene coming up too, where he's like, "How much do you weigh?" And she's like, about what does she say, like 120 or something?" And then he like figures out she's lying about her weight.
No, she says 108. He's like, weigh a little bit more. Weigh a little bit more than 108.
108. Jesus, lady. Don't encourage eating disorders like that. Look at all that vegetables you're wasting. Whoa. We got lightning, thunder. So, yeah, it's shaking the desk. I wonder if I'm under a tornado alert or something. Am I supposed to be taking cover? I don't know. We're about to go viral, Larry. You're going to be here the time I die in a live stream.
Oh, man.
Finish the movie, though. Finish the movie, though. That's the key. Just be like, well, I don't know where Don went, but we're going to go ahead and finish this up. And I still can't believe the internet connection has gotten better as the storm has gotten worse. That's interesting. Maybe it's because everybody else is hiding in the basement. They all turn their devices off.
Right. Boom.
Yeah, direct shot to the chest. He's wearing some kind of body armor.
human after all. Take off the mask.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised they don't sell those Joker leather jackets. Those are pretty cool. I'd wear one.
Right?
The
Those bomber
Joker
jackets.
henchman jacket. Yeah, the Joker henchman bomber jacket now available.
Boom.
Oh yeah, this guy. It's basically like the Indiana Jones scene. This guy like pops out with the two swords, and he just like does the big sword thing, and then Batman just kind of waits for him, and then just starts kicking his ass real quick. Yeah, once again, we kind of get a feeling that Batman has had some sort of like kung fu training or whatever, but they don't really allude to it like they do in Batman Begins. I know it's annoying for the actor, but the inability to turn his head, like later on with the Christian Bale Batman, they make it like a helmet so he can turn his head more. But in these, whether it's Kilmer or Clooney or Keaton, that cowl that doesn't really move causes the actor to turn a lot, or like when he looks up, like he has to like bend his head. So it kind of gives him a weird, like monstery look. I don't know. It's kind of cool. It sucks for that actor, but
yeah. Just the mobility, man. Like, having to. I'm sure he had to like train to. It's like that story that you hear about. What's his name? Peter Weller in the RoboCop suit. Like he had to kind of get used to those movements, after he had put on the suit.
Oh, let's see. Where are we with this? These folks in the chat. Murder May is up to her Murder May antics. Echo says Bat Dance is an awesome song. I agree. Russell says he has the Mean Streets limited edition. Can't watch both because he can't afford a 4K player, and the DVDs don't have a region free player. The book was great. Don, you're off to see the Wizard, the Wonderful Wizard of Iz. Yeah, I'm wondering now. I hear the wind less than it was, but a couple of those lightning strikes straight up sounded like something landed on the roof. So we'll ride it out. We'll as they said, we'll ride the storm out. Ride in the storm out.
I love the false wall too.
Yeah, the what is it? Danny Elfman score. Oingo Boingo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this his scores are amazing. Whether it's the Simpsons theme or this or whatever. But yeah, anytime Danny Elfman's involved, it's going to be good. He does whimsical so well.
Yeah, it's whimsical, but still like has that that gothic punch to it.
Yeah, creepy but fun.
Well, it's like this one. It's like it's the other one. Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Burton and him must have he was just like, well, I'm not using anybody than Danny Elfman. Spielberg uses John Williams, so I'm going to use Danny Elfman. The rest of y'all figure it out from there.
I never understood that. Like, there's all the bats, right? But he has one in a cage.
Maybe that's when he experiments on. That's how he figured out Smilex. He was testing it on the bat and stuff.
Where's the PETA people?
Yeah. Where you at, PETA?
Toxic can be deadly.
I don't know. I kind of dig how they keep him in the shadows, and then like when she tried to look at him, he like blinded her with the bright light, and then even now she's trying to get a look at his chin and stuff, but he just keeps his face almost hidden,
Or even like right here when he gives her the thing, you see like almost like the Bela Lugosi, where it's just the light on his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, see again, they do it here too. When he turns around,
The shape of the cowl and the way they're like shadowing it, I keep getting vibes of Swamp Thing. Like did you ever see the old I think Wes Craven Swamp Thing where, and then like just the neck, the way like the rubber molding and stuff, it looks like Swamp Thing's muscles. I don't know.
well, I mean, it is DC.
Yeah. And there's the sexualized stuff again, where he's like, "You have something I want," and he raises the cape and he kind of does like a Bela Lugosi sort of a Dracula deal and covers her up, and then she wakes up the next day and she's like, "Oh, he took the film."
But the teddy bear's right there, protecting her.
Yeah, she's safe.
But what's interesting is like, she's supposed to be like the love interest, beautiful, but did you see her hands? Her hands look like really rough.
I've never paid attention to her hands. In this transfer, maybe I'll notice.
I never noticed it till like these transfers or like look at her hands right there. Well, you probably
I saw her when she was holding the phone. They were kind of. Well, I guess she was in a whole hullabaloo the night before with henchmen and whatnot. Yeah, I dig all this with the reporters, and you see the how Gotham is falling apart because they can't take care of themselves anymore. So everybody's got zits in their 5 o'clock shadows and stuff because nobody wants to shave. I have given a name to my pain, and it is Batman.
I like how he's like all like, whoa.
We've got a flying mouse to kill.
And I want to clean my claws.
I'm just going to stare at you for a while. She's quite tenacious. But yeah, I think they kind of do a good job of defining the whole friend zone thing here, where Alexander Knox is all like, or Knox is all like, "Oh, hey, I want to, are you okay? I'll come right over." And then meanwhile, Batman's like kind of blowing her off, and Alfred says like, by doing that, you're just going to make her have more resolve. He's negging her, is what he's doing.
Well, the more he's like kind of ghosting her a little bit, like the more she's after him, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's Alfred kind of explains to him like, you're trying to like ditch out on her, but all it's doing is making her more interested with your whole like making it more of a chase.
Lots of space.
How did he hurt her? You hurt me. What, by missing our date at the art museum that I didn't actually set up? The Joker did? Leave me alone. I find that works best. If you're in an argument with a woman, just push her into a chair. That's fine. That's totally okay. The police won't come. No. Things were different in the 80s, kids.
It's like just shake her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the movie itself, like I keep getting caught up in just the set design and everything. Like even her apartment, it's like you could just so much to look at, like the way the construction, the architecture is and stuff.
Well, it's like you said, it's like very like even for her to just be living there. Like look, if you look at the background there's like a shelf of books.
Mm-hmm.
Where she just moved here, she has all that stuff. Really?
Yeah, she just got to town and she rented this $20,000 a month penthouse, and Yeah, she has flowers and everything. I don't know.
All right, look.
She's being very patient. She's very patient with him, though. You got to give her that.
Well, I mean, he's rich.
Yeah, that helps.
See, like, she's all cool now. You can tell me,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So all you have to do is lead a secret life as a superhero, and then you can score these chicks.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Let's see here. Brian De Palma discovered Robert De Niro. I wasn't aware of that. And then, of course, here's Joker. Nice place you got here. Lots of space.
Lots of space.
What is that old creepy ass doll she's got?
She's got a couple, because she's even got another one by her nightstand there.
What kind of weird stuff are you into, Vicky Vale?
Well, I mean, she's a war-torn photographer, right?
Who just keeps a bowl of popcorn just sitting around. Yeah.
It's not like she was like watching movies or anything.
No, she's been sitting at that desk writing.
Threw herself out the window. Now, do you really think she threw herself out the window, or?
Oh, Bob the Goon probably did it, or maybe Jack did it. Jack probably told her to go look out the window and then kicked her in the butt or something. That feels very Joker-ish.
Well, Miss Vale, another rooster in the hen house.
No. Yeah, this transfer, you really can get a feel for the purples and golds and the teal and stuff. Like the outfit is very bright and big,
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Wayne, Nespa, most of the time. How come the bald priest always carries the boombox? That seems to be his job.
Because he's the big guy, man. He's not gonna get tired of carrying that.
He's a Radio Raheem. But why does he have to be a priest? I don't ever get that. Like, what's with the white collar? Crazy. He started to lose it. Then Jack's like, yeah.
I like him already.
Mm-hmm. He couldn't hear the train until it was 2 feet from him. He's like, yeah. And then here's my subcaption or subtitle. Well, he made mistakes. He had his lights out. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Huh? Yeah, I didn't really like the whole. I guess I understand why you do it for a movie, but I like the idea that the people who killed the Waynes was somebody else. What was his real name? Jack Napier or something? I don't remember. But then, this Joker, they tie it all together. They, they make it so the Joker did it when he was young. So I guess 50 is about right then. If Nicholson's 51, he would have been the age where if, I don't know if there's a 15-year difference between them or a 16-year difference. So you figure like, Bruce Wayne is like 8 and he's like, what, 24 or something? I don't know.
I'm crying. Me for a weep.
Even the apartment building has beautiful art in the hallways. Lots of artists getting work in Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
No starving artists in Gotham. All the painters are hard at work, and all the sculptors are making buildings and whatnot. And then the flower hand, and she passes out. See, that's what I mean. She's like on one hand, she's like really tough and smart, but then on the other hand, she's kind of like a flake and she's a damsel in distress. I mean, who faints at a thing like, it's a good button to the scene, but geesh.
I think it's because by that point, it's just like that was just her limit, with all the craziness that was going on.
She's had too much insanity for one day. Only child survives. Yeah, Robert Wool is just a strange character to even have in this. I mean, I like him in here. He adds a little bit of something to it. It fleshes the story out, but he could the whole character could be completely eliminated.
I will say this though, I do like these parts right here where he's like playing it serious,
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. He's only there for like expository stuff. He's a reporter asking questions, but then so's Vicky Vale. So she could technically kind of do all this and you could get rid of the Robert Wool character. But I mean, I think he also adds comic relief on top of Jack.
Mm-hmm. The straight man comic relief.
Yeah, exactly. Like a murderer, Joker's a murderer, so we have trouble laughing and enjoying what he's up to. But Robert Wool, we can always kind of be like, "Oh, you rascally nut!" He's like in a sitcom, and everybody else is in like this crazy action movie.
Don't mind, Alfred.
Let's see here. Russell says he's in purple because of the Prince song. I think it's the other way around, but. Let's see here. Got high with the devil in the pale moonlight. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, once again, I dig all the scenery and the set. Like you can just see, everything's very like Metropolis. The buildings are almost made of metal, and there's all these vents and grates, and the steam pouring out, and in the background there's like matte paintings of a bridge and stuff. This Gotham or Batman Forever's Gotham, I think, are the best.
Well, I think that's what Burton was going for, right? Was for the Metropolis.
Yeah, that's what I always took it as. Because have you ever seen Madonna Express Yourself? There was a music video for it, and it had like a Metropolis vibe to it, where she's up in this apartment building, and the whole set looks basically like a set from this movie.
I like this part.
Indistinct chatter. I'm an artist. I'm not a crazy person. I'm an artist.
A good party. Oh, festival.
At midnight, I will dump $20 million in cash on the crowd. And everybody's like, what?
Yeah,
record scratch. What? What'd you say about 20 million?
Yeah, I've got enough.
The big Dukaroo. Me in one corner, and in the other corner, the man who has brought real terror to Gotham. Yes, this is all from the comic book, especially the Frank Miller stuff, where Batman, the Adam West Batman and the old gray and blue Batman, everybody knows he's a good guy. Like he walks around the streets and, little kids are like, hey, Batman. But this Batman, like he's basically folklore. He's like a boogeyman, kind of a Kaiser Soze or whatever. Nobody's even sure if it really exists. It's just something people see. So it's easy to paint him as like, well, maybe Batman's the villain. Did you ever think of that? And especially since the Joker's given away 20 mil, people are like, yeah, I like him better.
Yeah, of course. I just love the look he gives him too, right before he pauses it.
The Gotham Globe, huh? What's the readership of the Gotham Globe?
I also like the score here too.
Yeah, see, there's Keaton. Look at his performance. He's like it's all just in the face and the eyes. He's very subdued. He's doing the Montalban thing, as where Nicholson is doing the chewing up the scenery thing, the bigger and huger than the movie itself. Oh, God, Martha Wayne's pearls. Oh. One time I had surmised that if karma's a real thing, perhaps in a previous life, I murdered some people called Thomas and Martha Wayne or Uncle Ben Parker. And now in this life, I'm doomed to watch their deaths over and over and over again. You'll never forget you murdered Uncle Ben Parker, you son of a bitch.
Well, see, that was my thing when I first saw Batman v Superman in the theater.
Mhm.
I was just like, do we really need to see the Waynes get killed for the 8th millionth time? You know,
Mhm.
do we really need to see that again? Like, we don't. We had. It's like, if you've seen any of the Batman, even in the cartoons, like, we get it. You know,
Yeah.
you didn't have to kill them again. And
There's Martha Wayne's pearls. Always with the pearls. Oh, the pearls and the popcorn. I never noticed that. So that maybe that helps explain the bowl of popcorn just pointlessly placed in Vicky Vale's apartment.
dumb as something, kid.
This guy who plays young Jack Nicholson, he's good.
Yeah, he looks. He looks.
Yeah. I could believe that that's a, whatever, 25, 26-year-old Jack Nicholson. I could see that. But it feels like he would shoot him there.
Too wrong, kid. The weird thing is that there he's realizing that it's him, you know?
Mm-hmm. He's just now putting. Well, when he asked him in the apartment, "Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?"
Yeah,
you can see him have a moment of, "What? I know that line."
Mm-hmm. But here he finally yeah, it is him.
Yeah, he's putting it all together.
I guess he doesn't know. I guess technically he didn't know, because earlier he said "Oh, it looks like Jack Napier's still alive," you know. But I guess he didn't know it was Jack Napier. Like, he never knew who it was, you know.
I do like this. Alfred, brings her in and they kind of have this moment, and she's facing one way, he's facing the other. It's kind of, she's wearing white, he's wearing black. It's kind of to show that they're not lined up. They're trying to be together, but they're going opposite ways. And then what is it in Batman Returns when he's like, "Aren't you the one who let Vicky Vale in the Batcave?"
Yeah, I like that line too.
Yeah, it always makes me laugh.
One minute I'm working. He's like, 1 minute I'm working. Next thing I know, "Oh, hi, Vic. Come on in."
But they've had very little interaction for her to fall this hard in love with him. Like, she's ready to get married and stuff. And he's like, "Look, we've had sex once and you got drunk and other than that, I don't know what to tell you. I rescued you. We're trauma bonding because I rescued you a couple times. But other than that, I've got to
go to work."
But that is kind of Kim Basinger's strength. In most movies she's in, she often plays like troubled woman. Even in The Getaway with Alec Baldwin, the remake, she basically is just kind of troubled the whole time.
There it is.
She looks like she's on the verge of tears. Yeah, there's Axis Chemical.
I love this scene, man, where he just goes in, guns blazing,
I hated that Harley Quinn in the Birds of Prey movie, or whatever the hell it was called, the Magnificent Emancipation of Harley Quinn, or whatever the hell it was called. But there is a cool scene where I think it's outside of Axis Chemical that looks almost just like this, with explosions and fireworks and stuff. Like, they kind of recreate this Gotham for that movie. Did you ever see the Birds of Prey Harley Quinn movie?
No.
It was really bad. It was really bad. She beats up an entire police station, not just the police, but all the criminals in the jail too. It's like,
come on,
why? Whose side are you on?
I mean, I understand, she's crazy. She's on her own side, but it's
yeah,
it's come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love the scene,
I liked
man. Just
her in. The explosions and him the pulling away. Yeah, it's great. Oh, let's see here. What do we got going on in the chat? Oh boy, I see all sorts of folks popping in here. Took my balloon. That is a classic one. Mayanne says, "This is my Batman," and that's why we love Mayanne. That's why we're Team Mayanne. She gets it. And speaking of people who get it, Lady J Ghoul is in his house. Welcome, Lady J. You are awesome. Let's see here. Folks are welcoming Lady J. Mr. Bones says, "I'm Batman. You're my number one guy." Batman May. Folks are saying hello to Lady J. First Bones is insisting to Mayanne that he's Batman, and he's insisting to Jay that he's Batman. And then Russell says, "Hey, Bonesy." And then Bones says, "Damn it, Russ." Lady J says she's going through some stuff, but she's happy to see you all. We're happy to see you too, man. She's a pretty damn cool chick. Wonderful lady to know. Fun follow on Instagram. She's a good photographer. She gets lots of good flowers and whatnot. She's always got cool art. Yeah. So those of you who aren't familiar with our friend Lady J Ghoul, check her out on all sorts of social medias. But I'm glad that you're here with us, though. I appreciate you coming by. Texas Hardcore is welcoming Lady J, and Russell says the pleasure's been all yours. So yeah, here's a party man and the giant balloon full of the Smile X. What is the timestamp here? We are at 1:37:23. There is 28:52 left, so we're under a half hour left. Yeah, he's throwing the money. What? Look at me, I'm giving away money. Where's Batman? At home washing his tights. And then I love when he throws all the money away and there's just these iconic shots of him like celebrating and there's money raining and it's like, this big thing. But then later on you realize that the money is all Joker money. I wonder if Gareth has Joker money. Like Gareth has a collection of different monies and things from various films. Like he has Bison dollars and a few other things. I bet he has a Joker dollar. I'm gonna have to check with him on that one.
So he's basically like Doc Brown.
Oh, he's collecting all the money? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would call Gareth that, but kind of. Actually, what I mean to say is, great Scott. That's better.
This Batwing is nice too.
Yeah, the iconic scene where the Batwing like flies up into the sky and sits in front of the moon, so it looks like the bat symbol. Then it comes back down. That's a pretty amazing shot too. Me, I'm giving away free money, and where's the bat?
It's the Batman.
Yeah, he does a great job of not doing Cesar Romero. Like it's a little Cesar Romero, but not a lot. So I once again, all the people who portray Joker always seem to find a new angle to do it, as where Batman is always Batman, or Bruce Wayne is just always Bruce Wayne. Did you ever see when DC went to that whole New 52 thing, and they had Joker like a new horror modern version where it was like his face like was ripped off and it looks like Hellraiser, but then there's another face on top of it that's like being held by like pin. It's like, I don't know, I'm sure you can find the art online, but for a while the Joker looked like a horror movie monster. It was unsettling.
Yeah, I think they were trying to make it a little bit more edgy.
Yeah,
because even
but I mean, he looks like
then, like
undead.
Yeah, because I feel like up to this point, a lot of the comics, the comics were a lot more cartoony. It was only more the graphic novels that were a little bit more like darker, like like Frank Miller stuff. But I feel like after Burton's, I felt like the comics started getting darker because you had like the Nightfall series, because after I want to say I think it's after this or after Returns, that's where they finally get the the infamous Bane Batman, you know,
Yeah.
and
Well, and also the death of Robin, the whole Jason
mhm.
Todd thing, I believe, comes after this. And I don't know. It's a combination, I think, of this movie and the Frank Miller comics that came out a little before this movie, like taking Batman to a darker place, kind of set the template for it. Because yeah, before it was all blue and gray, and he's got his underwear on the outside of the outfit and all that. It's kind of cornball.
I
The Adam
actually
West
had
Batman.
I actually had a model kit of this Batwing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I had to use like cement glue or something to put it together and everything. I love that thing, man. It was so cool.
I believe that was one of the early toys. I think they made bat wings, and I think they made a Batmobile. They only made like a handful of the figures, whatever, Batman, Joker, Bob the Goon. But for some reason, they made sure to get out a Batmobile and a Batwing, and I think later on they maybe made the Bat Cave, but it was just the same Bat Cave from that Justice League set. And they just repurposed it too.
Well, it's just like I think Marty was the one that brought it to my attention. That Endor set from Return of the Jedi that Kenner did. It
Mm-hmm.
later was repurposed for
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood. Yeah, I remember that because when I saw it the first time, I was like, I used to own that thing like 10 years ago. I know this one. Like, it's just the 3 plastic trees with the thing. Yeah, Kenner just because they probably already had the molds made and ready to go in the factories. Why, redesign something and spend all the money when you can just repurpose that crap? Oh, let's see here. Folks are saying hello to Lady J. Mr. Bones says Lady J is cool, and she is. We agree. Hello, May and Jay. That's a good one.
Stole my balloons.
Hello, Brittany. Lady J is giving us a laugh. Sup, Brittany? Subscribed. Oh, say to the file. Nice. Yeah, I always like when folks meet here in the chat and they subscribe and follow each other. By the way, this is a great time to follow my friend, the Horror Cat Dad, who is only a few away from 600. Yeah, you. Yes, this guy right here. Yeah. He's my number one guy.
Bob
Gunn. I'm going to need a minute alone, boys. Wow, that was funny. The caption said clamoring. That is a good description of what we're seeing there. There's my shot. The bat wing in front of the full moon.
I love the scene too, man. And I think they Nolan recreated this for Dark Knight, right?
I believe so. Yeah, a very similar scene. Well, even just the whole stuff of Gotham being taken over in Dark Knight Rises. I feel like all of that's just derivative kind of this. But I like the Burton universe always has lots of cool Gotham stuff. That where Penguin's running for mayor in the second one, and there's that whole Christmas festival thing with Christopher Walken and his weird son and all that.
Bitch.
Here he's doing the Death Star run. Use the Force, Batman. Use the Force.
Is that why he misses? Like, he hits everything but Joker?
Yeah, exactly. He's not using the Force. Now, this ridiculous gun. I don't know anything about guns, but I'm pretty sure having like a 3-foot barrel on a gun doesn't make it work any better.
Love the score, man.
That's clearly a model. But pretty damn awesome model, though.
Yeah, I mean, the model work in this is really good.
Yeah. Like even that, you can tell those are miniatures, like that car on fire and stuff. You can tell that's just a miniature set, but they they make it look so real that when they cut to Vicky Vale running, your brain just connects it. And this church is a cool way to end it, like a good scene, you know, because they go up into the bell tower and they have to fight up those steps and it's all rickety, and it maintains that like double aesthetic where it's like old cobblestones, but at the same time it's like futuristic. I don't know. I've got to get you to the church on time. Oh, let's see here.
I like how he just like collapses the gun.
Moderator Mayanne has put the Larry's link in there. Lady J has subbed Brittany, so there we go. We're helping Brittany out too here. And our friend Superman is here. Another man's rhubarb. He's at home washing his tights. Yeah, we all. This movie is just jam packed with quotable lines. Even coming up, he says, "I've got bats in my belfry."
I like that he's kind of messed up after that too. Like after the crash, like you see him kind of limping and like kind of trying to stay up, you know.
Been in a plane crash. Yeah, they sell it a little bit. Folks are welcoming Cal L, Brit, Cal. Yeah, once again they here though they run we see a template that shows up in a bunch of other superhero movies is when a superhero has a mask on, like when Christopher Reeve was Superman, we could see his face, so we could see him act. But when you have Batman, Spider-Man, almost in every Batman or Spider-Man movie, there's a point where the mask either gets ripped off or taken off because we can't see the actor emote. So like Spider-Man is forever wearing like half a mask and taking his mask off and stuff. It's because the actor has to have facial expressions, or otherwise it looks like Power Rangers, where like the mask just sort of shakes and you hear a voiceover. It sounds screwy.
Where they're like,
yeah, robotic.
Mm-hmm.
Look how many stories they are up. And this is all pretty similar to Hitchcock's Vertigo, where they go up into the tower and they're afraid of heights and they go running up the steps.
They also do this in The Crow.
Yeah. Also a Vertigo homage, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The crashed up Batwing in front on fire. That's kind of an awesome touch. Like where the police pull up and they're just like, okay, ignore this cool futuristic technology on fire.
Like Batman's
once again,
I know it.
Commissioner Gordon looking very unimpressive once again. I like Pat Hingle. He seems like a fun guy, but yeah, Gary Oldman is a way better Commissioner Gordon. He's got them plaid pants on. They look like pajama bottoms.
I'm wearing those right now.
I was gonna say I think I own a pair similar to that. Let's see. Cal saying hello to folks. Boneyard, howdy Tex, Echo. And then Sean says, "Hey Cal."
I like his reaction, like he wasn't expecting that to happen.
Yeah, I didn't think a giant copper bell was going to fall from the sky and almost kill me, but hey, got to keep moving on. Looks like we're going to have to find another way, boys. Commissioner Gordon tries moving the bell by himself. Let's go. All right, we quit. Everybody go home. This mission's done.
Like,
whatever happens on the roof stays on the roof. Point those searchlights up in the tower.
Yeah, I feel like after this one, like he gets even more and more like useless.
Yeah, he's more of just like a novelty actor. Like he I like the Commissioner Gordon. Did you ever watch the Gotham TV show? It's all about like Commissioner Gordon when he first. It's actually really good, surprisingly. Because Commissioner Gordon's like new on the job or whatever, and he's like, Sergeant Gordon or whatever, and it kind of just follows young Commissioner Gordon, and then Batman's a kid, and Poison Ivy's a kid, and
Joker's a kid.
It's all like Penguin is like in his 20s or whatever. Like, yeah, it's got it's a fun prequel, but it's got good little individual stories, and they managed to incorporate all your faves. Yeah, there you go. That's the part I was thinking of that reminded me of Indiana Jones, where the guy's like, I'm gonna mess you up, and all he just gives him is like one little bang, and that's all it takes.
Well, see, for Gotham, I have seen like maybe like a few episodes from the first season, but I've never finished it. I think I saw up to where they introduced Penguin. I can't remember.
Okay.
And just like that, there goes the priest. It's like the priest, like he just jumps down and he just like literally goes through the rotted out floor.
Yeah, the old decaying church is a good set to have fights in, I should say, because the floor is collapsing and adds a lot of tension to the scene and everything. It's got old gargoyles that makes it extra creepy. And they keep showing that Vertigo shot with the winding steps. It's like, we're going to get our money's worth out of this one. I like when she like fake seduces him kind of, and she kind of like massages his coat and everything. And he's like, ooh, I like, you can see him like enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, they give him the off the top rope body slam like Ric Flair used to fall for in every match. He'd go up to the top rope, and then somebody would come over and just slam him down. Once again, Joker's henchmen are relatively competent. I don't know. This guy right here is beating Batman in a fist fight. This Candyman looking mug. Mm-hmm. There he goes. Cannonball coming. Russell says, I have a mac and cheese recipe. Mac and Ruffles cheese dip. Ooh, look at you. Russell says, hello. Man says, I love this one, but Return is my favorite. Yeah, Return is pretty dang awesome. I think Return even gets darker. Like this one has, because of the Joker, there's a lot of comedy, but a lot of broad comedy. But by the time you get to the Penguin one, some of the comedy is in like him biting somebody's nose, or a lot of like a child being abandoned at the beginning. Yeah, it's like, hey, our baby's kind of ugly. Let's just put it in the sewer and hope for the best.
Was that before or after Pee-wee's, downfall? That was after, right?
I don't know. It's got to be around the same time because it was early 90s. I would think it's after. I would think Batman Returns is after that or whatever. In your purple. Oh, I love purple.
I like this part. Excuse me. You ever dance with
Punching them right in the head.
I'm going to kill you. Remember.
Yeah, look at it. He's just chewing up the scenery, and then Keaton just almost stands very still. It's the two opposite contrasts. They work really well for like how big Nicholson is playing it and how small Keaton is playing it.
I love this part right here with the teeth.
Yeah, the chattering teeth, the old school. see here. Russell points out that Roddy McDowall played the villain Bookworm in the OG series. Stuck in the Middle with You song. Jokers, clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. You wouldn't hit a man with glasses, would you? And then here's your literal cliffhanger, your all is lost moment. Like usually in a screenplay, you want to have a moment where it seems like the good guy has completely failed and all's hopeless and all's lost. It's like a literal cliffhanger. I often think of this as one of the examples. Oh, he gave her the fake hand. But he does a good job using momentum to bring her back up, though. That's pretty nice. Ooh, they don't make them like they used to. Yeah, it's hard not to just get caught watching this with all the helicopter scenes and the crazy spotlights and all this. It's set up so awesome.
He's literally like dialed up to 10 right here.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, he's shaking his butt at her and stuff, like wearing those pajama pants. Feel free to drop in. He's even got the Joker branded helicopter. He really knew how to. Self-branding is really key for Joker. Oh. Now what, Joker?
You know, technically, what they could have done is probably like gotten more over and land. So he land, but get lower so he can like land on the church.
Yeah, give him some slack a little, or bring the chopper down a little bit, give him some slack, move him over, and then let him climb up. Oh. Yeah, this is all just heavy duty, and then he drops the crazy long. Ah! That's pretty strong to be able to hold yourself up by one hand and try to lift her up with the other hand, but it fails. Thank goodness for batarang, or the
grappling
batarang, yeah, grappling hook. Thank you. I was drawing a blank, but trying to figure out how far they were going to get to the ground, because I remember they land like right at the village. Like, clearly dummies, but Joker laughing. Yeah, those old laugh boxes. They used to have those when I was a kid. There was like a bag of laughs, and it was just like a little like Crown Royal bag that had a robot, like a
voice
like
box.
Yeah, you would just press it, and you would press the bag, and it would just laugh. Yeah, there it is, a little Crown Royal bag. Jesus, hard fall. Public safety in Gotham is no longer a laughing matter. That's a good one. That's a good one. What about your picture of Batman? She calls him Allie? Huh. Please inform the citizens of Gotham that we have made a deal with the Empire. that will keep this place safe forever. This deal keeps getting worse all the time. Colt 45. Oh, sorry.
He gave us a signal.
Yeah, this is even now I'm kind of still getting goosebumps from it. Like, you know, where they know that they now trust Batman. He went from being the vigilante who they weren't sure if he was equal to Joker or not. And now they're like, you know what? He's a good guy. There does need to be some explanation though of because doesn't she hook up? Yeah, there you go. There's Alfred. Because it kind of leaves it where her and Bruce Wayne get together, but then in the second one, she's gone. Do they say what happened to her?
No,
She's off in Corto Maltese or something again.
I think it just doesn't work.
Well, she's a photographer. He's a vigilante dressed as a bat. It's a hard relationship.
Because I know that the second one is technically not considered a sequel because it's not taking.
Okay.
It's like because it's taking place like it's not directly after. It's like some time after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a couple of years or something.
Mm-hmm. Like I think it's in the Batman Returns like DVD. There's like it's like somewhere they say like it's not. There's like some fact in there where it says like it's not considered a sequel, quote unquote, because it's not technically after this one.
I think that's splitting hairs.
Yeah, I love that last shot too, man.
Yeah, pretty damn iconic. And then we go to credits. So they you may also like is Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman the Animated Series, Batman and Robin, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, the new Batman, Dark Knight Rises. So all the Batmans are here. Interesting. At one point they weren't. Tubi had a few of them.
It's funny.
So
Mine got to Batman Begins, and then it goes to Superman the movie, and then Batman the Animated Series. 3 seasons.
Yeah, mine is Batman Returns, Forever, the animated series, Batman and Robin, Batman Begins, Dark Knight, the Robert Pattinson Batman, then Dark Knight Rises. Did you ever watch Batman Beyond?
Yep, I liked it.
I never got into it. I watched 1 or 2 episodes. Same with The Batman. I never liked the animation in it, but I saw a couple of episodes.
I liked the reason why I liked Batman Beyond was because of the grizzled older Batman or Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I liked that dynamic.
Batman the Brave and the Bold, Justice League cartoons, Man of Steel, Superman the Animated Series, Lois and Clark, Justice League Unlimited, North by Northwest. There you go. Okay. Goldfinger, The Phantom, Justice League, Superman 3. What is that? The Hunt for Red October. Why that? It's like, well, Alec Baldwin was in it, and he was married to Kim Basinger. Close enough. Doom and the Doom that came to Gotham. I've been meaning to watch that one. That's like the H.P. Lovecraft one. Like it's got, I don't know, Batman. A bunch of a freighter pulls up to like Gotham, and it's got I don't know, some mysterious monster in it or whatever, and it possesses people. It's I don't know. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've been meaning to watch the whole thing.
See, when I went back out of it, it actually. So here are my also like. So after Batman the Animated Series, has Dark Knight Rises, RoboCop, then Dark Knight, RoboCop 2, Spaceballs, Batman Beyond.
Spaceballs? Why Spaceballs? Yeah, that's an odd one.
Batman v Superman, The Batman, Superman 2, Wrath of Khan, Godzilla 98, Gotham, Escape from LA, Man of Steel, Naked Gun, Rocky 4, Rocky 3, Major League.
Wow. Why that? That's a wild one.
And then From Dusk Till Dawn, The Batman, I guess RoboCop remake because of Michael Keaton. And then the last three: Rocky 2, Terminator Salvation, and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That's totally rando. Let's see. In the chat, Russell says he just started watching the black and white horror from Frankenstein Meets the Space Monster. The House That Would Not Die is a cool old horror film, too. Man gives a round of applause. Yes, I agree, man. Good call. She says, I got next up Catwoman on hers. That's brutal. The Halle Berry one, I'm assuming. I love how it ends with the bat signal in the sky. Yeah, that is the ultimate way to wrap it up. And Lady J. Ghoul has a big smile on her face. We're happy for that. She's like, as she said, she's going through some stuff. So if she's smiling, I'm happy. And our friend Patrick is here. Meow, hoot, hoot, in the house. Russell says, great live stream. Big Don and Larry are a close-knit family. I agree. Everybody give us a pound. Give us a pound. That's what I like to hear. Nice to see. Justice, our Wonder Twins activate. Batman meets Scooby-Doo. I have that on VHS, actually. I think they made a couple of Batman Scooby-Doos, but yeah, I have a VHS one. Hello, Russell. Batman versus Evil Robin. I think that's the Red Hood or whatever, or the Red Skull, whatever. Red Hood, Red Skull's Captain America. Yeah, Gotham by Gaslight was top drawer. Yeah, I haven't seen. Actually, I did see Gotham by Gaslight. That's the one, the old school, like Jack the Ripper one, is it? Maybe I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah. Hello, Lady J. And Mayan gives us the pound. That's what I like to see. Everybody putting a fist in. Well, it's 11:30 at night. We finished Batman in spite of technical difficulties, a huge storm, the Joker trying to murder us all. We did it. We figured it out. We had to overcome a lot of obstacles. We had emotional feelings. I had a sunburn. There was a thunderstorm. I mean, at no point did a cat appear. I didn't see Switch in the background at all. I don't know.
Well, I had the door closed. Although I thought at some point I thought I heard the scraping on the door. So
I want to be in. I want to be in.
Yeah.
You guys are live streaming without me. What the heck? But yeah, I think. Any final thoughts on Batman '89, Larry? Any monologues you want to make about it?
I mean, what can I not say about it? I mean, it's what can you say? It started the whole Batman craze. It was a summer of Batman. I mean, everything, you couldn't go anywhere. Like it was like that. That time was just like, it was great to be a comic book fan. For sure.
Oh, huge resurgence in comics then. Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, made Michael Keaton even more of a household name after Beetlejuice. I mean, this was just, and then Jack Nicholson just kills it, man. Yeah,
literally. Yeah, I agree. It's a bit of a masterpiece. It sets the template for what a good superhero movie is. I think for a long time, Superman was kind of the best superhero movie made, because a lot of times everything whenever they would do superhero movies, they would often try to do the Adam West thing where it's like funny and goofy and campy or whatever. But I thought Swamp Thing and Superman were sort of the top tier until this Batman came along. And then they tried to take this Batman back to the Adam West Batman. Like, I felt like the George Clooney version was damn near Adam West version, the silly, slapsticky, making fun of the character and stuff. But the key to the successful superhero movies that came all after it is taking it serious, kind of the way this did. You got to treat it like it's a real property and not make fun of it. I think that's one of the things that always rubbed me the wrong way about Joel Schumacher doing the Batman stuff, is he's like, well, it's a comic book movie. And it's like, yeah, that's where you go wrong, is you treat it like it's a child's property and you have to elevate it and treat it like it's an adult property to make it good. Oh, let's see here. Patrick says, no cats? No, not this time. Maybe next time. Mayan says, great stream. Thank you, Mayan. We are glad you could be here. Stay safe, ladies. Stay healthy. God bless. God will, and I will be with you soon. Same, Russell. Batman '89 was very popular. Yes. Good night, Mayan, me old darling. She's giving everybody smooches. Sean says, say, take care, guys. It says, good night, Sean. I think on that one, we will say good night. I think everybody who joined us and tolerated the technical difficulties of me being in a storm or whatever the hell was causing all that earlier. But for those of you who are here, you are truly friends of the channel and awesome people. Our friend Russell says, awesome stream, gentlemen. Thank you for making it till the end, Russell. I appreciate it, buddy. And Mayanne says, good night, everyone. And I agree. So, on that note, I will wish everybody here a green grass and high tides forever. And I thank you very much. And be sure to join us for sure on Friday on my channel, where Larry and I will be back together doing In the House. And other than that, adios, amigos.
I'm Batman.